podcast with Making Stuff and Jacked Up. Making Stuff and Jacked Up.
Thomas.
Making Stuff and Jacked Up. Making Stuff and Jacked Up.
Let it go. He said, get out of the way. Get it,
Thomas.
Killing these beats, y'all. Trust me.
You're listening to Meadows and Makers podcast.
With Jack Dub and Making Stuff. Peace.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, whatever the case may be, wherever you are at in the world. Welcome to the Meadows and Makers podcast, which is hosted here on MSP Waves. And I thank you all for joining this morning. And this week I got a great little lineup for you guys. It'll be a great show. Somebody I've been wanting to talk to for a while is here. First of all, let me get some housekeeping done. So just a disclaimer up front that the views and opinions that are expressed on this show are my own and those of my guests and do not reflect on MSP Waves and the wonderful people that keep this operation going here. And so if you have any complaints, send them my way. I also like to do my show motto up front as just a thing to kind of be a little bit of an inspiration and just kind of a motivational thing for everybody to hold in their heart. I will be an inextinguishable light of possibilities for myself and others. And so thank you all for joining this morning. We got Ambiguity Mike, we got Peachy Mud, Pensive, Rondon, Terraformer 2016. Appreciate all you guys showing up for the show this morning or evening. I guess we got most of the people that are here. It's the evening. So thank you all for being here. Today, I've got guests on the show that I've been wanting to talk to for a little while. He is the creator of DIYtube here on Steemit, and it is a nonprofit curation service. It is Tibfox, and he's been doing a lot of good stuff for in the inner. He's moved this over to the Inner Blocks group. He started this a little while back. He's in several different communities here on Steemit, and so he's a really busy guy. So he had some time today to talk to me, and so we arranged that. So without further ado, let me bring on Tibfox, and we'll get to know him a little better. Hey, Tibfox, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for taking your time to come on the show with me this morning. Yeah, if the first time being on the show, this show is really about people that are kind of creators and doing some inspiring things, and you've been doing a lot of different stuff, man. And you stay pretty busy here on Steemit, and so maybe you can tell everybody a little bit about what your background is and how you got into cryptocurrency and found your way to Steemit.
Yeah, okay. Hello also to everyone who's listening here. I am a 33 years old guy from Germany, and I started making videos on YouTube about 3D printing in German, and I had no audience, really no audience. And then I thought I saw some guy in German talking about Steam, and I just joined D.tube pretty straightforward and made my first English video there. And then, I got into this whole Steam thing and the communities, starting with Steam Empowerment, and then I came to D-Daily, where I'm now based. Really, almost all my time is in D-Daily now.
Okay.
And I'm admin there. I'm also part of programmer there, and we are organizing many things now, supported by Discord bots and newsletter bots and so on, and that's how I got also into DIYtube.
Okay.
Because I thought if I learned some programming in school, so it's not a new thing for me to learn new programming languages, and Python is pretty easy to learn. And so I started Python, and I thought, okay, everyone is on Discord, why not programming some bots for Discord? And that's how I got this whole thing rolling, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. That's very awesome, man. So, that's what I was looking at when I was going through some of your other social media profile on your page. You have your thing. It's on Linktree. I like that, where it lists out all your other social media places that you're at. And I looked at your YouTube of your 3D printer, and I was like, man, you got the same 3D printer that I have. And so I was like, man, this guy is a very like-minded person. So, yeah, your English is really good, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm learning every day more and more. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, man. So could you talk? What is D-Daily? What is that? What is that group about? Just about more D-tube creators and just kind of getting together and forming a group.
Yeah. So it started with D.tube Daily, and it was basically about D.tube or video creators who wanted to make 365 days in a row videos. And that was the beginning of this group. And I came, I think, after 4 months after the founding of this, and I found a really active and supportive community there. It was really about family, more family. They wanted to build up a content creator family with different topics and different media. So you have their video content creators, but also writers. But it's more focusing on videos, since it was D.tube Daily. And I think they changed the D.tube Daily when D-Live was going online, I think.
Okay.
So they changed to D-Daily, but we have two Steam accounts, so D.tube Daily and D-Daily. But everything is like more, we are aiming for widen our skills more to everything else than just video creating.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically open for everyone. Everyone can join, and everyone can drop something there. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So you got started in that Discord group and helped them get set up with some different bots and things like that, and so that kind of gave you the idea for creating DIYtube? Or Tib Fox, are you still there? Looks like I lost Tib Fox. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I know it depends on what device you're on, things like that. Sometimes it can kick you off here. And so, yeah, we'll wait till Tib Fox is able to come back. But he has been doing a lot of different things with these different groups, and his DIYtube was a project that I got really interested in the beginning when he first created it, and it's been growing steadily, and it's pretty much an automated curation group where he can pull different videos from D.tube and be able to put them all and congregate them all into one page. So I believe he has the DIYtube account, and he's created a Discord server within the inner blocks, and it has allowed people to go out and curate the content and find different videos on D.tube and be able to centralize it or get them all aggregated in one area. Let's see. Yeah, I lost you. I lost Tib Fox. There we go. Hey. Uh-oh. I lost you again. Let's see. All right. Maybe if I do this really slow. Hey, Tib Fox, are you still there? I'm not real sure why he... Hey.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
Man, sorry about that. Yeah, sometimes...
No worries.
Sometimes Discord gets really weird.
Okay, so it was not my fault.
Well, I have no idea. It's just
okay.
It just gets really weird sometimes, and sometimes it'll kick people off at random times, and things are strange. So I don't know. Different people, depending on what device you're on. I guess if you're on you're on the app on the phone or something, if something happens to your internet or something, it can do weird things. So
yeah,
we'll just keep on rolling with the punches. So yeah, I was just kind of I was explaining a little bit about what DIYtube from my perspective is. Maybe if you want to talk about, what was your inspiration to create DIYtube, and what's kind of your big vision for it?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. DIYtube started with kind of a bit frustration that I made these videos with such a high effort to explain people how to use epoxy and how to make art or artistic things with epoxy. And I had this idea that I relied on the D.tube upvote. Basically, a lot of people are doing this, or on trails or something like this. And I thought, okay, let's build a specific curation service just for DIY things. So my vision was to upvote them just manually with the account I am delegating to, and over the time people can join and delegate to the service And yeah, it was just to support and to show appreciation for the effort and for the also inspirational content. So because when I want to get inspired, I watch videos about content which I'm interested in, and that is basically DIY, to build something, to print with a 3D printer or whatever. And I wanted to push those creators to make more videos, because I love video content. I love to watch video content, just relax on my couch and just watch how things are growing. And yeah, that was the basic vision of it, and it kind of developed a bit more into a bigger curation service. And with services and the activity and the engagement on Steam, which is a kind of a bit lacking or could be better or something like this, I thought, okay, I need to motivate curators to help me. I need to motivate the delegators to just delegate. And that's why I came to the idea to make it fully non-profit, to make it kind of a minus business for myself, to have this vision running. And that's why I created the DIY token on Steam Engine, just to play it around a bit. And I was paying them out to the delegators and to the curators. And after this, I changed the delegation payout. So everyone who's delegating will receive the full rewards of this account. So the account won't grow any SP by himself, because I am paying out the Steam or the SP in Steam and the SPD. And if there's coming some Steam, also the Steam in percentage to the delegators. So if someone is delegating 10%, he will receive 10% of the whole rewards of this account. And yeah, so basically every Steam on this account and SPD on this account is from my account. And the SP I will power down when it's high enough and it is, it makes sense, and then pay out, of course, also this. So it is basically, the account won't grow so much in SP, but perhaps in reputation, I don't know. But it is really just because it is just to support and to give delegators something back.
I think that's a really neat model. It was kind of the first group first project that I've seen that was asking for a delegation and then being able to give some kind of payout back to the people that have delegated. So it kind of almost it's like investing in a dividend stock or something that pays you a bit of a dividend.
Yeah, but it's, you need to there are some dApps, for example, who are making this, and some other services are making this, but they are just not just. I think it's of course a dApp needs to pay their servers and so on. So it is good that they are taking the fees. It's like also D.tube takes 10% of fees because they need to run the servers and so on. But I have the server already. I don't need financial calculate with something, and that's why I thought, okay, just give them 100% back. Why not?
Yeah.
So that is, I think this is the first service doing this, and it is really not a business model, so I won't create something out of it.
Yeah.
But I think it can run like this. It is, if the server's down, of course the server's down, but I will keep the server forever if the service is provided.
Yeah. I remember we chat. Well, I just mentioned in the Discord one time when we were kind of going back and forth that I running maybe like IPFS, your own IPFS nodes, and getting into that kind of thing, and I know that's kind of, maybe looking into the future, especially for hosting your own video content. Have you looked into running your own IPFS node yet?
No, not yet, not yet. But I'm paying the IPFS bot or the IPFS of One Love D.tube because I'm lazy and kind of having a real hardware server here, or
Yeah.
having a lot of storage, and that's too much for me, I think.
Yeah.
But I am on Python Anywhere, I think they are called. It's a payment paid service, but they are doing everything for you: the security, the updates, whatever you want, and you just have some consoles in your browser. You don't need to log in with SCP or something like this, or PuTTY. You're just going in your browser and coding and have your shell consoles and so on. It's really cool. And so that's my thing. I'm really not the hardware or system administration part. Also, my school was about application development, and that's also my focus more. Yeah.
Okay, so is that what you do for mainly for a living? Is do a lot of coding stuff?
Not yet anymore. No. I started with this, and then I came more into the consultant part because my boss was saying, okay, you're sympathetic, and you can go to customers and consult them, and that's why I'm doing this more. And and also coding and every day to the same office, driving here. That's not my thing. I want to have some action in my life, and
So you kind of work as like maybe a little bit of an independent contractor and can take on consulting as it comes in.
Not yet. No, I'm full employed. I have a full-time job, and the company is really cool. It's like a family. I'm really not thinking about doing anything self-employed or freelancing stuff. But my plan is to cancel my job in 7 years now. So when I'm 40, I want to cancel my job to make what I want.
Yeah.
And until then, I need to have a plan. But for now, I'm just relying on this safe job. We are in the branch of hotline. We got a software which is making the job in hotlines easier, and that's a pretty stable thing, I think. So
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. So Ambiguity Mike says in the audience, he says that the internet in Germany is really fast. At least faster than the US, I guess.
But we also have some areas here in Germany with just the normal 10 Mbit or so.
Yeah.
But I have here 50.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. I can't remember what country it was in Europe, but one of them declared the internet as a basic human right, and so they have fiber optic internet everywhere.
Yeah. It's I think in Scandinavia it's common. Yeah, but they are totally different than German.
Okay.
German government and the right on free internet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But things are changing. It's really now the generation internet is coming into politics, and maybe in some years.
Yeah. Yeah, it is wild that it is hard to think about using or kind of living in the world now without having the internet. And that is a topic that comes up all the time when with people on the show. Last week I had Breezen on. She's a South African farmer, and she said she could go without the internet. But a lot of people I run into have a hard time if the internet would go down. So okay, recently you got to go to the D.tube forum. How was that event for you, and how did that experience go?
It was really cool. I was in the organization team from the beginning. I saw Ed Hauptmann was making a video. I was following him because he's a German guy living in Barcelona and always sunshine, and was making daily vlogs. And I thought, okay, let's follow him. And then he had this idea to make a come together of creators or video creators in Barcelona. And I said, okay, I'm in. I can help you with whatever you want. And then we had like a little hippie event in our mind. But the more people in the organization team came, the more professional, I would say, it became. And we had some discussions if we are at the little Steam Fest or not, and so on. So it was really a strange thing. And and then we just came to the idea to make a foundation campaign for this, to ask for funds. And it was running pretty good. So of course we had some higher expectations, but it was running really cool, and we had the full payment of everything from this foundation campaign. So after half a year, we collected $3,500 for this event, and it was really cool, really good experience to see this, to organize this, to make failures and learn from them, and to have now this knowledge to make the next DTube Forum 2020. We are already collecting ideas where we want to do it. It will not be in Barcelona. So, yeah. So I have something in my mind, but I can't tell you now.
So what was the objective of the conference? Was it to get more ideas flowing about how to improve DTube and kind of bring it to the next level on as a video platform?
Yeah. This was the main topic, basically. Heimerdinger was also there, and Clean Planet was there, but also really cool. And we had interesting conversations about DTube and what we want to see more. And if you're in person with this guy and drinking a beer, I'm not drinking alcohol, but if you're sitting next to him and you can talk with him about whatever you want, it's like telling a friend what he can do better with his hobby. And it was really cool. And I think for Heimerdinger, it was also a really good experience. And he made a good presentation about the DTube 0.9, and the DTube Q&A was also going on, where the community can ask questions, and he was responding. But we had some problems with the streaming. Really, I need to admit, it was my thing to prepare the stream and to prepare everything, but I was not there locally in Barcelona, so I had no chance to check the internet connection or if it is working, that you were streaming while making a Discord call with someone and so on. And that, I think this was the problem. That was the problem, to make everything on one machine, and with this Wi-Fi connection, it was not working. So we needed to cancel the stream, and after this, everything got weird. But we had some videos.
Dang.
We had these presentations in our little group of people, and
Okay.
But that's things we are learning from. So next time we will have a camera streaming and a notebook or a PC with a cable in it and not Wi-Fi to make Discord calls to ensure everything is stable.
Absolutely. I've learned that the hard way myself on these podcasts. I've had to go straight wired with the laptop, and I'm still having some issues here and there, but I'm learning. Ron Don is a really good streaming coach on here, and got me set up and with doing the live streaming and all that, and helps out anywhere you can, and Globocop and all those guys were trying to give me some tips before the show today. So it's a constant learning process for sure. And it's if you don't know that in the beginning that the streaming has a really hard time over the Wi-Fi, it's just something you got to learn.
Yeah.
So cool. So did Heimerdinger? That's kind of one thing I hear from the community, is that Heimerdinger it's his baby. DTube's his baby. and maybe he doesn't allow other people to come in and help sometimes. Is that kind of like, was he kind of reset? Were those some of the things that they talked about, or is that something that you notice, or you got any thoughts on that?
It's a good question. I of course I can agree with this. It's his baby, and he is a bit straight. He has got this wall, and he has this vision, and I'm really not into this whole organization team. So I can't say anything about this, but it was kind of the image which came to me. But we were talking about everything. I was saying we need playlists, we need comments and at random places in the video, and he said, okay, that's a good idea. But if you're familiar with GitHub, you can issue everything. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm asking for this feature and this feature and this feature, and so you have it written down, and they got it.
Okay.
And that's how it goes. And of course, D.tube is a big factor on the Steam blockchain.
It is.
Without
absolutely.
D.tube, I won't be here. So without D.tube, I won't be on Reputation 68 and so on. It's a really big impact on video creators, and he knows it. And that's why also this new D.tube is not released officially yet, because it has such a big impact on a lot of creators.
Yeah.
But I think this new version is really cool. It's a really good, well thought process that you not just need to upload to D.tube. You can also take your YouTube link, and it is votable over this voting period, so the payout period of Steam. So it's also really a good thing. I think it's a visionary system behind it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited how it will be.
That is exciting. I think I did get a hint of that. Team Humble put out a post. He created a video, and he uploaded to D.tube, and it also uploaded to YouTube at the same time. And so he put that up there as maybe a teaser or something. Maybe he's getting in on that in the beginning there. But it is pretty neat. That is really interesting.
Yeah. And also this what I was really confused about the idea that other people can tag your content. And this is really super smart. So if you have a video there and you're tagging it with travel and whatever, Barcelona, and someone else is coming, but it is also about traveling with a bike. So he's just tagging bicycle there.
Okay.
And, so the viewer can tag your content with you. That's a really cool idea. I'd never seen this before anywhere.
Interesting. So
it's really interesting.
So the viewer, if you're saying they can add a tag to your content that links to your content or something like that? I guess I'm not.
No, just a tag. So a tag under your video. So you have the possibility to just choose one tag.
Okay.
And and the viewer is just adding a new tag and a new tag.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Really cool idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it might broaden where people can find that video or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I would have a problem with just one tag.
Oh yeah.
Because for D-Daily we have the restriction to make a tag that it is included in a newsletter. But we'll see. That would be an issue I will post on GitHub. Yeah, but it was really interesting, and I was also looking forward to see these Clean Planet guys. They have also really awesome ideas about their service. And it was a really cool experience. Even if we had, I think, 23 or 4 people were saying they will attend. But in the end, we were 13 or 15 people.
Okay.
But, it was okay. It was okay. So Nathan Mars said he will come 100%, and he was not coming. Surfer Molly was not coming because of obvious reasons. And but it was cool to see, okay, they would come.
Yeah.
And next time we will promote it more. We will make a longer period of announcements. So I think short before the Steam Fest, we will release when and where the D.tube forum will be. And we thought also about raising the price a bit, just to make it clear that it is a commitment that people will come, because our plan was to make it fully free. Then we thought, okay, we can't measure the amount of chairs we need to rent, so we made, okay, pay $5 to say you will come. And we thought it would be hard to pay $5 and not come, but it was not. And next time we will just make $20, just because we need the commitment.
Okay.
That was a big lesson we learned, is we need to measure the amount of people coming. We need to make clear where is the venue in the beginning and not 1 month before the event will start. So a lot of things we will do totally different next time.
Okay, so
and yeah.
So you mentioned Steamfest. That was kind of going to be one of my questions. Was that, are you planning to go to Steamfest this next year? And maybe, do you think that this D.tube forum could work in with Steamfest? Like it could be maybe leading up to Steamfest or after it or something like that?
So yeah, of course. But our plan was to make it half a year after Steamfest, to have this, this time of the year for the D.tube forum.
Okay.
But of course it could, if we change the time, we can do this like this. But we had some problems thinking about this Steamfest / D.tube forum thing, because it is an event. It is a come together, and we have some presentations and so on. It is kind of a little Steamfest, but there are also the creator conference and so on are also like this, and we are totally different, because we don't want, our main aim is not to collect the entry prices to finance this or to pay the bills. Our plan is to make it accessible for more people who have not the money to fly to Bangkok, for example. I won't attend to this Steamfest because it's just too far away for me.
Okay.
But of course, all the Asians have now the possibility to get there, and this is a really cool thing. Of course, it was necessary that Steamfest will change the location from Europe to another country or a continent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, the US. Also, the US community is asking for US, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And D.tube forum is basically, we are next year we will be in Europe next time, and after this we will see. So it is not written in stone. We are saying in German that it has to be in Europe. It could be also in Asia or wherever.
Yeah.
And also the knowledge we can. There were some people commenting if we can share our knowledge with them, that they can create their own D.tube forum in India, and we said, of course, if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
So it's basically it's also a community project, and we are open to give them our reputation account, of course, to share this with other groups and communities.
Okay.
Absolutely, it's not just our baby forever.
Yeah. So the is the whole idea just to kind of get the creators that are using the D.tube a lot together to just really see how you can provide suggestions and things to keep growing the video platform.
Yeah.
Cool.
But we felt it was more about Steam at the end than just on D.tube. We had this, of course, we have this name D.tube forum, and we had this big presentations, 2 main presentations of Heimerdinger. But we also asked D-Sound, ActiveFit were planned to make a presentation, an online presentation. Team Planet made one, and so on. So it's also because people on D.tube are Steemians, and they need to know people or things about Steam and not just D.tube.
Yeah.
But overall, we on our flag is D.tube. Yeah, because we all are just the D.tube guys, you know. Yeah, and Sergio Mendes, I don't know if you know him. He's a vlogger, and he makes really just daily vlogs.
Yeah.
And I love him for his just obvious. I'm recording everything on my life and cut it together on my mobile phone, upload it, and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm looking into getting into a lot of that stuff myself. We had a little bit of a chat before the show, and he said that you were doing a lot of your stuff on your phone, and so it's amazing that how much you can just do on your smartphone with all these videos and everything. But yeah, I guess kind of my question, going into staying on this topic a little bit, is that if you had a vision for D.tube of what's one thing that you would like to see in it right now, as a capability?
It's a good question. There are a lot of things. So if I just stream now, I would love to see a community part. So I'm part of the daily, that there is the daily a page where all the people in the daily are displayed like this.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Also, I think D.tube would attract more people if such a IPFS functionality with this pin post or pin content or files would be included in D.tube. So you can choose to pay whatever 50 Steem per month of your income you got from D.tube to save your files longer than just these 1 or 2 months.
Oh, okay. So maybe integrating that into the payout, like a percentage of the payout goes into creating IPFS pinning service.
Yeah, something like this.
Maybe if you could opt into that or something. That would be interesting.
Yeah. So the cool thing is that I could create a clone on GitHub and code it myself and make a pull request, and they can accept or reject it.
Yeah.
That's what I also did with Steemit. The steemit.com site, they were not providing D.tube links as embedded players, and I created an issue. They don't react on anything, and I just thought, okay, now I need to do it. And I did it, and then checked it in, and they said, okay, we're changing something because of security reasons, but now it's possible, and now you can just embed D.tube videos in your post. That's the awesome thing, in my opinion, on this open source thing, running behind everything, that we can change something, and we can just provide the made work that they just need to accept it or reject it. And with D.tube, it's the same.
Yeah, I'm a total proponent of open source everything, really. Now, in the age that we live in, and I think it is a really good, just the open source mentality is a really good way of ever increasing innovation and just more rapidly causing innovation. So it's more of a collaborative, merit-based kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I see that just getting into some of your personal stuff, I see that you've re-steamed some stuff by Jan Kapersek. You're a fan of some of his art?
I need to check out what I re-steamed.
He's an artist that I really enjoy, so I saw that you re-steamed him, and I thought that was pretty cool. I also checked in on one of your posts that you were able to spend some of your Steem with a Rekhs card. You did the transfer and everything, and you were able to get some stuff for your garden. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I really like this Rekhs thing. In the beginning, I had some issues,
some political issues, or what, I don't know how to explain it, but in the beginning I thought, okay, I won't power down and pay something with my Steam because I believe in Steam.
Yeah.
But I had this feeling, okay, I will move to my girlfriend in some months and I need this money to pay a double rent. And that's why I started the power down. And then I just converted into fiat over Rekhs.
Yeah.
And I had this garden and I needed to pay these plants. And I didn't have any money for this huge amount of plants and soil. And then I thought, okay, let's do it with Rekhs.
Yeah.
And it was super easy. Yeah.
Very cool.
And I know from other people who were paying their travels and their hostels with Rekhs card just by Steam.
Wow.
Now it's a bit more difficult now because the price is not that high. But in the beginning, I was checking out Harsha Patel, which is also a D.tuber, who were traveling around the world and staying with some Steemians. And when he didn't find a Steemian in his country, he was paying his hostels with Rekhs.
That's excellent.
Rekhs? I don't know. It was Rekhs or something like this, but yeah.
Well, that's.
I think this is a really cool thing, and we need more easy ways to transfer Steam into fiat or usable crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can send your Steam directly to Rekhs, or do you have to convert it to Bitcoin or something to send it there first?
You're going over block trades, and then you're sending Litecoin or Ether.
Okay.
To Rekhs. And on Rekhs, I got just this mobile app where you can then exchange it to fiat or other crypto stuff. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I've used the BitPay, but they only accept like Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. So Rekhs is able to do Litecoin and Ethereum. Yeah,
Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and some others, Litecoin, a lot of But of course, you need to pay some fees, and I think these fees are higher than if you are going over a bigger exchange like Coinbase or so. But it's much easier and quicker.
Very cool. Hey, we just got tips from Powell by Rondon. Thank you, man.
Oh,
yeah. So
nice. Thank you.
That's a really neat new project. The PowellNet. Have you got the chance to check that out yet?
Not yet. I just heard of Sergio Mendes actually told me that he was using, or I don't know. I really have to look into it. But I think it's a coin on Steam engines, right?
Yeah, they just newly released this this week, I believe. It just went live, the POW Coin, and there's plenty of guys in the audience here. See, Rondon's hooking everybody up. Rondon actually made a post this week and explained it, and it was pretty amazing. We don't get many posts from Rondon. But they just released that this week. It's I'm sure Crimson Cloud will be talking about it on her show coming up right after me on Steamwave Saturdays, and they'll go into it more. But I think it's really neat. They're playing around with some of the economics and stuff, and it's a different front end, and it's condenser, just a different front end with maybe a little bit more ability to get your stuff viewed through their front end.
Yeah, I heard something. I think it was from the Scott side. I read something about this condenser clone thing. Yeah. And now,
it is very interesting because you could even create something like a DIYtube front end, and everybody, all the communities can create their own front end now with their own token economics and all that kind of stuff. Is very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
awesome.
You're a little bit of a jack of all trades kind of guy. It's you also do a little bit of traveling. You went to the Barcelona thing. Are you looking to do any more travels this year?
No, not really, not really. I think I will go to the Netherlands for a week or so, and then travel around Germany. But I'm really not that into traveling because of this full-time job. We have 23 holidays
Uh-huh.
we can take. Yeah, so it's really not really much.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it's also it's the time factor. If when I'm 40, as I said before, I will cancel my job and then everything can be done. Yeah.
Rock on, man.
Yeah.
Are you you gotta make the right crypto plays, and it should work out.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I hope for Steam. I hope for Steam.
Yeah.
I'm really enthusiastic when it comes to Steam. And all the people I'm telling about Steam, they see it in my eyes, but they can't believe.
Right.
And they think it's scam.
Yeah, there's just so many things and that's, I think, a thing that we lack in our community is that we're not, I think a lot of us came to Steam because we were really discouraged with a lot of the other social media. And so I know for myself, I wasn't really active on a lot of other social media. And Steam was kind of my first foray into, kind of really getting serious about social media. And, well, I mean, because you get rewarded for your time for being here. And so that was a big reason for why I came. And so I think we kind of don't have that much of an influence on the outer, outside of Steam, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
but it's all about kind of growing our personal audiences, out there, so we can tell them we're over here, I guess. might be a little bit of a plan too. So
Yeah, but when you say this, I'm totally from the different side. I used social media so extensively that I needed to delete my Facebook, also my Instagram, of course. I created a new YouTube channel where I'm not connected to any mainstream YouTube stuff. So I really needed to get me back.
Yeah.
To focus on myself. And then I was searching for an audience and I found it on Steam.
Yeah.
But now I'm basically more not branching out. You can say this because I'm posting on Steam, or I'm posting on Instagram to post it also to Steam. And
Yeah.
with this share to Steam, I'm using it really often. And also on Twitter, I'm a bit active, but not as active as I could. And also when I'm posting there, I use share to Steam to just put it on Steam and inform the followership on Steam, because those are much more active than on other social media.
Yeah.
In my opinion, for my audience.
Yeah. Yeah, for one thing that you do that it's very creative and I really like it is that at the end of your video you put a little word in there and you say, if you get this word in the comment, then you get a little treat or something. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that? How did you come up with that idea?
From a guy on D.tube. He's not active now because he's building something self-employment thing. He's now a web designer and he want to get some. But he was making daily vlogs as well. Slayer KM is his name. Also a founder of the Daily. And he was saying this. So I'm writing it in my video, but he was just saying it somewhere in these 15-minute vlog. And I thought it's a really cool idea to bind a bit your viewers, as well as to see if they are actually watching. So of course I had some videos where I did this and didn't receive any comment with this word, but that's okay. Yeah, that's my new plan. Yeah.
That's
But
really, that's really neat.
We can also learn from this mainstream media, even if the German YouTube, for example, is really, in my opinion, bad quality, and a lot of recurring and the same stuff everywhere. But
Well,
they are doing.
It's like you guys are yelling all the time.
yeah, yelling and making fake pranks and so on. But I think we can learn something also from the big ones. They are engaging with their community. They are asking questions in their videos. They let the community make decisions which video will come in the next and so on. So I think there are some cool ideas we can also use on D.tube, and I think also on D.tube we need some more activity and more engagement, more connections, more collabs and so on. Yeah. So we have a big potential here on Steam and also on D.tube with the video media. We can make video responses, for example, that it's that easy, and then we just write the video link in the comments, and if someone is using steemit.com, it will display it also as embedded. Why not? So there is a lot of potential, but
yeah, we
need to work on it, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just something that, myself, I'm a new video creator. I'm into cryptocurrencies, and I'm a cryptocurrency nerd. And, so that's not my main foray. I think a lot of D.tube creators kind of came here without a lot of the video skills, but are kind of learning them. And, it is absolutely, it's really good to pick up, what I'm a big fan of watching exactly what you're talking about. People make things on YouTube, and that's why I'm such a big supporter of your, of DIYtube, and really love the project. Is something that I also do is to go out and find the maker content, is what I've been working with the MSP curation team to do my little day to do maker content, because it's something I've always enjoyed, and I love seeing people make things and creating things. And I love your project and what you started, and it's things are looking great. And I mean, there are a lot of issues, but this is a brand new thing, and we're all kind of growing together, I think.
Yeah. And as you said, the majority of the content creators are new to video editing, and this is also really cool because we all are in the same boat. And when I came to D.tube, it was, of course, also, I think, depending on the price or something like this, that we had much more engagement there, much more activity in the comments and giving feedback that the music was too loud or whatever, too long intro, or I don't know. And it's a cool, it's like a kindergarten of video creators.
Yeah.
And we can grow together. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just a shout out to the audience. Thanks. Thank you guys for being here. We got Tib Fox. We're talking about D.tube. Any kind of questions that come up, feel free to jump in. But Tib Fox, I know that you said that you didn't have a whole lot of time for us today. So if you need to go at any time, just let me know. And you're good to go.
Yeah,
man.
Thanks a lot. My visitor is in the audience, I think. Terraformer 2016.
Oh, okay.
He's listening to us, sitting in the kitchen because of the latency.
Yeah. You said your friend isn't that big into Steemit. Well, get him an account.
yeah. His account is already created. I don't know if I can state it here, but his account is created, and
that's awesome.
I was claiming a lot of accounts, so this is also a suggestion for the audience. If someone has some SP, I don't know the amount we need for claiming an account on steamworld.org, but I was claiming when I had a big delegation by Nathan Mars, I claimed around 20 accounts, and now I've just two accounts to go. Yeah, so I created 18 accounts, and
wow.
This is a pretty cool thing, because if I tell a friend of mine, you should have a Steemit account, and you just go on Steam and create your account and wait a week and give your email address, then there's a big barrier. But if I can say I can create it for you anonymously, and I just delegate you some SP to post, that's a cool thing. And for D-Daily, we have a little Python script, just 3 lines of code or so, and it is claiming automatically every day 2 accounts, I think.
Oh, very interesting. That's something I haven't figured out myself yet, but I have some family members that were interested in it, and some things like that, and I'd like to figure it out so that I can help get them on board and get them their own account. So when you claim those accounts, does it give? Are you able to just send all that like almost like a voucher to the person so that they can create their own username and get all the private keys and all that kind of stuff?
I'm doing this just on steamworld.org, and there you just write or type in the username. So you need to create the account because the claimed account is bounded to your account. So it's just a claimed account. So you're going every day to steamworld.org and claim it manually, and you have a pool of accounts you can create later. And when you create this account, you're just typing in the username and generate a master password, and then it says, okay, these are the private keys, and you can easily copy paste, save it somewhere.
Okay,
so it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that website again? Steamworld.org.
Yeah, I'm doing this on steamworld.org.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you need to go to your profile, and then in the bottom you have the option to claim an account, and then you need to enter your active key, and it is claiming your account, and it is going from your RC. So you need to take care if you claim an account. It could be if you have not enough SP that you have a really low RC to post, So it's from your RC. I think they gave it with a hard fork 20 or so, I think.
Yeah.
It came with hard fork 20. Yeah.
Yeah, like me, man, things change so fast, and it is a little bit difficult to keep up. That's why I like Crimson Cloud's show where she covers a lot of this stuff. Sometimes it's hard to figure out all the questions that you have, but this is something that I'm going to look into. I've been writing notes. So yeah, I've been kind of in the middle of a brand new journey. I sold my house. I'm moving right now, and so it's I've been a little bit uninspired lately, kind of getting all that done to post and keep up with some of the Steemit things. So yeah, it's so it's cool to learn about all this stuff. So yeah, you just got some new film equipment too, and I gotta say that you're using the GoPro, I guess, and that video is looking really great.
Yeah, thanks. It's actually not a GoPro. It's an action cam, but it's a synonym. It's a DJI.
It's like a Chinese GoPro or something like that.
Yeah, it's DJI Osmo Action. So from these drone company, Mavic 2 Pro. I got a Mavic 2 Pro, and after this, I'm a fan of DJI now.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I got one of those Phantom standard drones, and it's so much fun.
Yeah. But I'm still a bit in fear when I'm flying with it. But I'm learning.
Oh yeah. I let somebody fly mine with only a little bit of training, and they thought that they had it really well. And they ended up tearing up a couple of my propellers on the thing. So after that, I was like, no. Nobody's flying this thing unless we're in a way big open field or something that I can really be able to give them some base, really walk them through how everything works. But I was able to find it on kind of like a Craigslist person to person deal, so I got a pretty good deal on it. And but yeah, they sure are a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, and they make really good images. So
Yeah,
I can use. I made a really cool Clean Planet movie in my opinion. A cool. I was using this active track mode from DJI, where you just tap on your body on the screen, and the drone is following you. And it was really easy to collect trash while this drone is filming me, so I don't need to film myself while collecting trash all the time. It was really handy, and I like the result.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, is if it had that auto follow feature. So does it? I guess it just interacts with your phone then to be able to follow you.
No, it's fully in the drone. I think you're just configuring on on your phone, but these drones are full of crazy CPU power that it is following you by his vision system.
Wow, I didn't know that's how it worked.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
really crazy technique. So I'm using 20%, I think, of all the possibilities of this drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But before I had a unique breeze, I successfully sold on Steambay. This was my first sell. Yeah, my first sell on Steambay, which was really cool because I thought, okay, I just try it out. Who knows? Some people perhaps want to have a cheaper drone and pay me Steam for this, and it worked really good. There were two buyers, or two guys who wanted the drone, and they just bid over the others and over the others, and in the end I had, I think, $60 like this, so in Steam.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very
And the
cool.
next time I was selling a gimbal, a smartphone gimbal on Steambay as well,
Okay.
to one of those two. Yeah. So I'm a kind of a fan of Steambay if you have the right audience, but of course you need to make some more promotion. I made a video for the drone after posting the Steambay auction, and then I shared it on Twitter 3 or 4 times. So yeah.
Okay.
But I think if Steambay would make more promotion, more people would know Steambay, then we have a bigger transfer there.
Yeah. Yeah. So does the shipping get included with the auction price on that, or how does that get worked out?
No, I did it in post then. So I was asking the buyer for the address, and then I calculated everything, and of course I added it to the purchase price, and then this is going. But if you say minimum price is this and this because this is the shipping, why not?
Yeah. Just
But
factor.
you
just
don't
factored
know.
into.
You don't know
shipping.
where. If someone is coming from India and want to have your drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it is good to go ahead and tell them up front that, yeah, maybe you definitely want to calculate the shipping and send it to them or something.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's you have educated me on some cool things that I need to get
Nice.
my act together on. Yeah, man. I sounds like we're a lot of like-minded people, and man, if you ever want to travel to the U.S. and come do some collaborations over here, maybe come check out what I got going on my property sometime. You just drop me a line, man.
Thank you. Yeah. If I will have the chance to get to yes, I will text you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And vice versa. If you want to come to Germany and check out Hamburg or cities around Hamburg, just give me a line. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've actually never left the U.S., so I need to get my travel going. So yeah.
Yeah. It's like me. I was never going outside of Europe, so I think you have a much bigger country to leave than I have.
Yeah, I guess Germany's probably about the size of one of the states, so it's
Yeah.
it's a lot limited. I remember talking to Pensive about the UK, and it's like you can drive everywhere in a day pretty much in the UK, and that's kind of hard to think about in the US.
Yeah, yeah. But I see, I see Europe more as a country, which comes more into political discussion now, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I see Europe as a bigger thing than just Germany. I don't like this nation thing because I have German history,
Yeah. I'm actually, everybody in the U.S. is just a mutt from Europe. So, I am part German myself. So
yeah. But, this UK thing and Europe Brexit and so on. So this is freaking me out a bit.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
It's a decision of the citizen. Why not?
Hey man, I think one of the big things that we can all unite around is exactly becoming more self-sufficient in our lives, and just moving towards being the creators and trying to decentralize. I think is one of the things that I'm a big proponent of, and that's why I'm big into cryptocurrencies. And I think that we as people have a lot of power. And it's moving more into a self-reliant lifestyle that makes you less susceptible to any kind of manipulation. So that's one of the big things
absolutely.
that I'm about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we all want the same things at the end of the day. We all just want to live in peace and have a nice family and live our lives in peace and have the opportunities to make something, pursue our dreams. So, those are the cool things that we can all unite again with, I think.
Yeah.
So very cool, man. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave with the audience today? Anywhere people can find you? Other at TibFox on Steemit, and then you're also part of the Interblocks group, right? You're running DIYtube.
Yeah.
And how can people get involved with DIYtube, if you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, the people can just come to the Interblocks or just chat me here on Discord in private mail. Just get in touch with me, and we can get everything done. You can be a curator. Of course, a delegator, or can be working more on DIYtube. If you have any programming background, or we recently we are working, or right now we are working on our posts. So if you have some knowledge about formatting and graphical, eye-pleasing content, it would be really cool if you can just chat us in DIY chat. We have our own category and channel on the Interblocks, which I'm really happy about, that I don't need to administrate another Discord server. Get just in touch with me or the other curators. Check out DIYtube. That's the base message.
Yeah. It's its own account, right? DIYtube on Steemit.
Yeah, DIYtube. We are posting weekly newsletters of all curated posts. So now we have some categories. So the newsletter is more structured. If you are more into art, you can go there and just search for art, and you are in the right category. So we highlight the content another time after the curation. It's just DIYtube altogether on Steemit. And of course, you can follow my channel, and I'm re-steaming all the time this DIYtube things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We got Pure Narc. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but she said you're on D-Daily, DIYtube, Interblocks, where TibFox is available. You're all over the place.
Yeah.
It's hard to miss you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's right. Yeah.
So
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, you're a very like-minded individual. It is always a pleasure getting to meet more people that have kind of a similar mindset. And so, yeah, man, anytime you want to come back on the show, just give me a holler, and any new projects or anything you have going on, feel free to reach out to me at any point. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the show today. And thank you so much for your time. I know you had to set aside some time for this today, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Also for the audience to check out the things I'm talking about, so I can spread it more. Yeah, I promise I will come back to you if I have something new.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. You are doing some really great things, and yeah, appreciate everything that you're doing here on Steemit, and yeah, let's keep building this place into something really cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, thanks again for coming on with me.
Thank you. Yeah, I will now turn off my headphones and just make it on the loudspeaker here. So I will chill with you, but muted.
All right, sounds good. I will actually drop you back in the audience here, and we'll move on.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, very good.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
You bet. We'll catch you later, bud.
Bye.
All right, goodbye. Have a great one. All right, guys. So that was Tib Fox, creator of DIYtube and many other things. Helping out with the D Daily and all kinds of stuff here on Steemit. With a creator like that and a guy that really enjoys being around Steemit and everything, I think the future is bright, and I really, we have our problems here. We're a little bit like we might be like a little bit of a dysfunctional family at times, but the thing is that we yell at each other, and then things happen. And then people are able to actually contribute in the open source arena and everything. So, there's so much innovation that can go on. Just a big shout out to everybody that's in the audience. I see, several people joined here. We got some new people that I haven't seen in here before. We got Blind Spot. We got Benjamin Flanagan. Blunt Smasher, what's up, bud? I got Crimson Clad hanging out. We got Inertia, how you doing? I got John Udire. We got Patient Zero. We got Peachy Mon. We got Pensive. We got Puronarch. Rondon Shuvo 35. Steemit QA. Sunravel Me. Terraformer 2016. And then we just had Tibvox on. So this next part of the podcast, I'd like to kind of share with you guys a little bit of a technology that I've been experimenting with, which is aircrete, and go over a little bit of some basics on that. And before the show, I reached out to a bunch of the different communities, and before the show, Ambiguity Mike is a fellow Steemian that has been experimenting with aircrete as well. And so he is agreed to come on and have a little bit of a discussion with me on how the whole aircrete session works. And let's see, I might have to ask you, Mike, if you can join the MSP Waves waiting room. See if you can join that. Or Rondon, if you could maybe help pull him on air with me. I have a weird. I'm on my laptop. I only have like the scroll, and I'm not able to kind of pull him down because he's way up at the top there. Yeah. So my bad with that. Let's see if we can pull this off here. Yeah, let's see. Sorry about this, guys. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah. See, Rondon, do you have the ability to pull him into the channel with me? Oh, there we go. The waiting room. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
I am. If I was any more right, I'd be twins.
Yeah, I know that feeling some days.
My old boss used to say that to me. I just it made me crack up all the time. So yeah, you've been doing some experiments with the aircrete yourself, and one of the things that I wanted to present to the audience was a little bit about what it takes to do the foam generation, and I know that you've been experimenting with it on your homestead, correct?
Yeah, we've been doing and playing with it. We haven't put a lot out about it because we're still just experimenting and playing and trying to find the best way, the easiest way, and some way to give somebody that can just start and that can do it and not have to go through the stuff that we have went through to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be a little bit of an issue. So
it could be intimidating to a bunch of people. Believe me, I've had people, tell me, "Well, you make it sound so easy," and it's like, well, it is. And they go, "Well, no, it's not. I'm not, something I'm not doing right." And
yeah,
you're always going to get that until you get in there and you just start doing it. There's a lot of avenues. There's a lot of people doing it different ways. There's people making foam generators for sale. And you have to find what goes good with you, what works for you. And that's the hardest thing to get people to understand.
Yeah. So what, I think you went the same route that I did when you got started with this. Was you picked up that the little dragon foam generator system that Dome Gaia creates?
Yeah, I picked up that one from them. I also picked up the bender, the mixer, and I got all my tools from them because that was the easiest to do at the present moment.
Yeah, I picked up that as well, and it's a pretty nice little system, and it's just like the foam generator is the key component to making aircrete, and it's just you have like a soapy water, and you also have compressed air that gets mixed in to this system with a metering pump, and this little DIY little dragon generator, it goes on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and it just makes it really easy to move around and be able to create that foam.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to do. They've thought of everything when they made it. It uses a small pump, 90 psi. The compressed air is really not the big issue. Everybody wants to say, "Oh my God, how do I do it with compressed air?" My compressor is not that big.
Yeah.
First off, go to Home Depot, get you a $99 pancake mixer compressor, hook it up, set it at 90 psi, looking like shaving cream, and it's all gravy from then on.
Yeah. Patient Zero, thank you for posting that up there. It's I'm trying to get my phone to post some pictures in the chat as well, but I am not having a good time doing that. But Mike, I know you started on Steemit with a different username. You started as Basics to Living, but you changed your username to Ambiguity Mike. What happened there? What was going on with that?
Well, Basics to Living was that was a group family idea. We was doing it together, and there was some not things in the problems in the family, but just some other things. I really don't want to go into everything. And there was some consensus that it was just a mess. I also had it on YouTube. And when YouTube started coming across with that Homestead Network, there was a bunch of problems come up. So I basically dropped that one. It's still there. I've still got the channel. I just don't post on it. And I started putting everything on ambiguity. And that way it was kind of separating, everything away from that. That way the problems was gone. And I didn't have to deal with it no more, to be honest.
All right, I got you. Yeah, it's just so you I just posted your account up there, and you guys are just over there in Georgia. You guys are you started a little homestead out there, right?
Yeah, we got 11.43 acres here in Middle Georgia. We're halfway between and Macon, Georgia, on 96.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something small. We've got some stuff in the works and doing some stuff slowly but surely.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it does get a little discouraging sometimes when you're, I'm about to move out to my property, and the list is long. you got the plan going, but then you just got to do one thing at a time, one day at a time.
Well, you can't get yourself overwhelmed, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I did when I first started, is I just overwhelmed myself. And I had to just stop, drop back, take a breath, take a look, and one thing at a time. And we got our electric in, we got our well in, we got the phone lines in that we needed in, and then we just started hammering, trying to figure out which way to go next. And that's what we're working on now.
Very cool. I remember talking to you about, you guys wanted to build a lot of aircrete structures out there. And, we were talking a little bit before the show, and that you were able to pick up a lot of pallets from a solar installation and build some stuff using just free materials from, people want to get rid of some pallets.
Yeah, we built a little pallet cabin. I think it's a 13 by 14 or 14 by 15. It's that general size. And pallets out on the floor, place plywood, set the pallets up, put a roof on it. 19 and run a wiring through the middle of the pallets. And it was simple to do. If they're going to give them away, I'm going to take them,
Yeah.
Good. I always love it when somebody says it's free, because I'll go get it.
Absolutely.
And the wife will too, in a heart.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I just posted up on top of there the pump that is used. It's a metering pump from a company, Aquatech, and it is 115 volts at I think it's 1 amp. I think from the model.
Yeah.
But
that's a great pump right there. That's why they used it. They make excellent pumps.
Yeah. So, there's other guys making these things, and there's different ways of doing this, but essentially it's just you want to agitate a water and soap solution enough to create a foam lather that's about the consistency of shaving cream. And so there's multiple ways of doing this. There's a guy that we were talking about on the show that you follow on YouTube as well, that is experimenting with a lot of this stuff, and he built his own foam generator. So
yeah, he's doing his different than this one. This is using a pump to pump the water through. And I don't think he's using a pump. I think he's using all compressed air.
Yeah.
And this pumps it through I call it the steel wool, but it's kind of like steel wool, but it's not. I don't know exactly the term for it. But he uses the air pressure to push the fluid from the pump or from the bucket or whatever up through that that material, and it comes out to be, a foam.
Yeah.
And with this system here, pump to help push it through.
Yeah. He's using he's using like the Bernoulli's principle, where you have you have something at a pressure, and it's able to pull in a bit of that water soap solution as the compressed air moves through. So it's like creating like a vacuum or a lower pressure effect that pulls along that water with his little system that he does.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is smart. Don't get me wrong. He's really smart figuring this stuff out. A lot of people watch him and people think, well, this guy's not smart. He's a lot smarter than he lets on. And he's doing a good job. He's making things, and he's putting stuff together, and he's doing different things that people haven't thought of.
Yeah.
And, I've thought of some of this stuff, and I have figured it out, but I didn't have it down to a science.
Right.
And it's looking like he's getting it down to a science, because that's a lot of what he does.
Yeah. And so how do you like that little DIY, or this little dragon generator? The one improvement that I think, or what would be really cool, is if you had, maybe like a one tube kind of thing, or it was all integrated into something more handheld. Because I don't know about you, but having it on the 5-gallon bucket is pretty good, but you have to open and close that lid all the time. So if you had something that was more automated, I guess, so you had like the soap dispenser that was attached, and it could just feed automatically for a certain amount of time, because it is a little bit of a pain to refill this and do your soap and water solution over and over again. What are your thoughts on that?
It is, and it gets to be a pain, but the problem is metering system that's going to meter the right amount of soap, water, all the time, and be consistent about it. And then you're talking with spending a lot more money, because they make them commercially to do that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get that down, and people don't understand that you can use any soap, but any soap is not going to work. It takes more of a soap. If you use shampoo, and the guy on YouTube, his YouTube account, I'm gonna throw it out there, is I think it's Honeydew Carpenter.
Yeah, I just posted it up there a second ago.
Yeah, he uses shampoo and dish soap and stuff like that, and it's great. I use a dish soap. It's the I'm trying to think of what the name of it is now. I forgot what it is. It's not Joy. It's a natural with no dyes or anything in it. I've tried that. It just takes a lot of it to do it. And then I went and started using Drexel, which you get from Rural King. You can order it. It comes in the gallons.
Okay.
In a gallon jug. And it's kind of expensive, but you don't use but just a little bit of it to make up the 5 gallons.
Now,
but
do they use that for like car wash stuff or something?
No, they use that foam. I think I'm wanting to say the farmers used it for something. That's why it's at Rural King. I don't really know. I don't know if they used it kind of like, I know a lot of people use foam for homesteaders use the foam for keeping animal or pests off of their plants and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it comes from.
Okay.
I am not really sure.
Yeah.
Foams really, really well.
Okay.
And that's what I use.
Yeah, I've just been using the Dawn dish soap so far, but I'm gonna go check out this Drexel soap and see what my results are with that. So so have you been experimenting with any concrete mixes? I know I tried to use some of those cheaper high strength concrete mixes with this foam. And mixing it all up, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only thing that I found that worked, and it was your suggestion, was that Portland cement, those big 90-pound bags of Portland cement. They're more expensive, but they're the only thing that I've found that works so far.
Yeah, the thing is with the concrete mixes, you've got to remember you've got the sand, you've got the rock in it, and they're made for high strength.
Yeah.
And the problem with aircrete is when you mix the foam in, you're diluting that high mix down and you make it brittle.
Yeah.
So it's just going to crack up. Where Portland cement takes so long to cure out,
Yeah.
7 to 21 days to cure totally out, that it can get all that together and you're going to have your tensile strength. But you can go in and add sand to that. You can go in and add PVA fibers to it to make it for your tensile strength. Honeydew Carpenter, he's putting in hardware cloth in his to help, strengthen his, which would work. But he's also using perlite, and it works great. But you have to remember, perlite absorbs water.
Okay.
So you have to soak your perlite before you put it in a mix, because if you don't, and you need to get that perlite sucking up all the water it's going to suck up, the mix is going to pull all your moisture out, and then your mix is just going to crack.
Okay.
There, it dries way too fast.
Okay. Yeah, I see in some of his videos, he's mixing he has his own concrete mixer, and then I see him maybe tossing in some perlite into that mixer. And I guess he's got his formula down, so he knows exactly how much water and all that kind of stuff works out. So he just has maybe a couple handfuls that he puts in.
Yeah, that's what he's studied it and worked on it, and that's what he's done. Is he knows it takes an extra gallon for 5 cups of perlite in there to soak up, so it's not going to crack all to pieces. And a lot of times he'll put it in a 5-gallon bucket and soak it. I've seen him do that in some of his videos. He don't advertise it, though, and that's a lot of the problem, is he's not really giving specifics. He's just showing what he's doing.
Right. Well, he's got, and I'm looking into getting his little instruction kit or something like that, and how he's doing the panels and everything. 'Cause he built a little shed, out of the aircrete panels, and he used steel forms and that hardware cloth, like we're talking about, to create individual panels. They're probably maybe 1.5 feet wide or 2 foot wide, would you say? And 8 foot long.
Yeah, they're probably, I think he's using the 10-foot metal studs for commercial.
Okay.
And he's cutting them at 8 foot and bending them over. And he's using 8 foot by 2 foot wide, and he's putting the hardware cloth in and then pouring it in, setting it on a piece of poly and pouring it in and then covering it with poly so it don't, the water don't evaporate so fast.
Yeah, I find it fascinating that he was, so he did this entire shed, and he said his total materials cost was about $1,000. And I mean, I think he did, maybe it was like a 10 by 10 shed, but I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, he even did the roof panels. Everything was done with aircrete. It was totally aircrete.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that was wood, I think there was a beam going across the center ridge that he used, and I think he might have used aircrete Fred. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
He just used one beam across there. I'm not sure. It's been a while back.
Yeah, so what he did, he created the molds for the two truss ends of the shed, and he molded that in aircrete, and he left the gaps for the they're probably 2x6s or 2x8s in there, to create the beam that goes on the top, and then the beams that create the roof. And then he just he created a form for the top of the roof out of plywood, and then just was able to pour the aircrete on the roof, so you'd have an aircrete roof as well. And it's just so many benefits to aircrete and building structures like this, I believe, because I mean, you're gonna reduce your heating and cooling. You're not gonna have to worry about any pests or termites or anything like that. You have a really great
You don't have to
insulation
worry
value.
about you don't have to worry about fires either because it don't burn.
Yeah. So, I think we're gonna see a lot more people building this way, and it's one of the reasons why I've become so passionate about it myself and experimenting with it, is because there's a ton of potential there to do all kinds of structures and reduce materials costs and be able to manufacture buildings and stuff for really cheap.
Yeah, he also uses J-Lube. I don't know if you've ever seen him use it.
What is it
but
called?
He uses J-Lube. He gets it J-Lube. He gets it off of Amazon. And when you go search it on Amazon, you're going to get into the adult section because it's lube for other things.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm talking.
Yeah, I get your drift. Yeah,
But it works. It works because
yeah.
I thought it was hilarious to me when I found out what it was.
Yeah.
It holds the air bubbles in the mix really, really well.
Oh.
That's why. But it's let's see if I can get it typed in where you can make sure you know what I was talking about here.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like it's just like the J-Lube. Okay, that's what I got it. All right, cool. Very interesting. So you put a little bit of that into your mix as well, and it really helps the foam stay consistent.
Yeah, it makes it consistent and makes the air bubbles consistent. So,
okay,
because that's what it uses, and I've never used it as of yet. I looked it up and I got it, but I've been experimenting with like sand ratios because where I live, we are nothing but sand.
Okay.
I mean, you can go down 200 feet here and you're digging sand.
Okay.
You've got sandstone, but you've got a lot of sand. With the different grades of sand, we have sand here that's deep, nothing but mirrors and glass with. So I got some of that, and I tried that, and it was way too fine. And then I tried just coarse sand, but it had so much clay in it that it just, it weighted it down.
Okay.
So finally I went and got concrete sand, and
Okay.
it mixed perfect. Masonry sand didn't work too well because it was too small.
Yeah.
The coarse sand didn't work because of the clay content too big, but the concrete sand mixed in really, really well, and it made a stronger mix.
Okay.
It doesn't take a whole lot, but you can add, I think I added probably 3 pounds to 4 pounds to one mix, to 145-gallon mix, and mixed it up and just to see what it'd do. And if you put more in there, it makes it crumbly. If you put less, well, it does what it normally does, but you have to find that right consistency for you.
Okay. Yeah, so what about play sand? Have you experimented? Is that the same thing as concrete sand? Could you consider it same thing?
Clay sand, I'm not sure. I haven't used it because I can get concrete sand here for $6 a ton. So
Okay.
I didn't see it need to go in to buy play sand for $3 a bag when I can get it for $6 a ton here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it looks to be about the same consistency and everything.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, so that's something that I definitely want to do with my land. I bought this steel frame constructed house. It's like a kit house, I guess, that they prefabbed all the walls and everything. It's all steel. And so that's kind of my aim, is to turn that into an aircrete tiny home and try to do it as cheap and efficiently as possible.
Yeah, you're going to take and use aircrete to go between these steel beams going up?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's already steel studs, and there are, I think they might be on 16-inch centers. and then I was gonna see if I could take apart the sections and then use those as the forms, and then be able to put it back into the wall a piece at a time. So that's kind of my mentality and kind of how I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah, it can be doable. It might be a little difficult, but it can be doable. I know some people have tried to pour it, up the wall, so to speak. Put plywood on each side and pour it up the wall. And that has not worked out too well because it's so runny when you first do it that it just runs out all over the place.
Yeah, I remember listening into, I believe you're on Pensive show, and you talked about it, and that was one of the big things that you said was that you can't pour into something that's a very tall distance or anything, because it collapses the foam bubbles under the weight. So it's you can't do a significant thickness of a pour of the aircrete.
No, you have to do it. If you're going to do that, you have to do very, very small pieces all the way around or whatever you're going to do. And that's going to be more time consuming than just building the panels, laying on the ground or laying on a sawhorse or whatever, and then putting them back up. So if you take them out, lay them down, pour it, then put them back up, that would probably work.
Yeah, that was the game plan that I was going to go with, and try to just, piece them together one at a time, because I don't think the wall section, if I poured all the wall sections as one, that I would be able to lift that joker after after it's all, cured and everything. It's going to be heavy.
Yeah, it's not that light. It's light, but not that light.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So yeah, this guy, with his panels, I think those 2 foot by 8 foot panels, said they're about 80 pounds a piece.
Yeah, that's heavy. I mean, it's not as heavy as it could be, but
oh yeah.
I mean, I think he used 2 mixes or 2. He mixed twice, which is 2 bags of Portland to get that mix in and all done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's a very cool thing, and something that I'm experimenting with. And at first I thought that maybe I could just form each panel, just using a simple plywood structure and doing about maybe 2 inches or so. But I think you don't really get a good enough R value with a couple inches of the aircrete. You need definitely it to be thicker.
I think you need at least 6 to 8 inches to get a good R value on it. That's my opinion from what I've did research on and stuff. 6 to 8 inches. When we do ours, I think we're going to cut our blocks and have a 12 by 12 block, 12 inches thick, 12 inches long, 12 inches high. We're going to make them 12 inches all the way around, because you get that great R factor at that point. Plus you get, the fireproof. Plus you're going in and you're having to cut in grooves, put in your plumbing, cut in grooves to put in your wiring, etc.
Yeah. So how are you guys going to do your cuts? Are you going to do that on like a bandsaw, or how are you planning on doing all the block cuts?
When the walls are put up, I'm going to take a router and trace a line and go along that router and cut my grooves.
Okay.
And put the wire in it, or conduit, depending on which way we're going to do it. We haven't figured that out exactly yet. It might be PVC because it won't rust or anything.
Yeah.
And lay it and pull it through, and then go back and patch the hole with some more aircrete. The mortar we use to put the blocks together, and let it cure, and then sand it off so it looks like part of the wall.
Okay, so what kind of mortar are you using? Just standard masonry, the mortar that you use to put regular cinder blocks together and all that?
No, I'll make an aircrete mortar. It will just be a little bit thinner than the aircrete mix. Or thinner as far as they will be less water, but it will be more mix to make it hold that together.
Okay. So
be thinner on the water and more on the concrete, so it will it will grab a hold and cure out and hold them.
Interesting. Okay. I thought it was maybe you had to buy the standard concrete mortar mix to do this kind of thing.
You can if you want to, but I was trying to keep everything with aircrete, and it's an aircrete block, and it just seems fit to me to put aircrete to bind them up. There is videos on how to make the mortar for aircrete, and I can't remember where they are. I am going to try to find some, and I'll make a post and start putting some links and stuff for information for people to go look at.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. And yeah, I saw that you were posting some of your early blocks on there, right?
Say that again.
You did post some of your experiments with some of the block formations of aircrete, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. All I did was just made up, and I poured it into plastic totes just to see what it was going to do. Mixed together, either a thinner mix with less air, or more air in one, or the right mix with one, and see what the variations was.
Okay, so what was the good ratio that you found? Was it more air in the mix or less air?
Actually, it was the more air I put in the mix, the less it was. The softer it was. Let me put it that way. The more concrete and the less I put in it, it got harder and heavier, more like concrete.
Okay.
And if you keep the ratio just exactly like, we have been doing it, like I've seen you post and do it too.
Yeah.
That was a perfect mix all the way through.
Okay. Yeah, because you want the mix to come out kind of like the consistency of shaving cream, right?
Yeah, your foam, you want it to come out like the consistency of shaving cream.
Yeah.
And when you're done, you want it to come out. You want the mix itself in the 45-gallon bucket or whatever you're using. You want it to come out like, I guess you could say, an oily peanut butter, for the lack of a better word.
Yeah. Yeah, where it still has a bit of viscosity, but it's...
Yeah, so it's not all dry, because then it's going to cure too fast and crack and be brittle.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Cool. Yeah, so you got the mixer, the big mixer with the two handles and all that then, huh?
Yeah, I ordered that from them. In a 55-gallon drum,
that makes
I don't
it pretty
like
nice,
it
huh?
The 55-gallon drum, you can't get to the bottom with it.
Oh, okay.
It's too tall for the mixer itself. The barrel down the right place, because if you cut it at the wrong place, then the ring at the top of the barrel out and the barrel just collapses. So you have to... I'm trying to figure out now what's the easiest way to figure out which one to do it in.
Yeah. The aircrete process is really messy too. So how are you transferring the aircrete from that 55-gallon barrel to whatever you're pouring in? Are you just 5-gallon bucket transferring it, or how are you doing that?
Pretty much, it's a 5-gallon bucket or a 2-gallon bucket, and then pouring it in. Unless I take and bring the barrel over and pour it into everything, and then I just lay the barrel over and pour it in. But then you have to make sure you're going to use 90% of it up, because it's going to be hard to pick that barrel back up if you don't.
Yeah, it is. It's way too heavy. So Breeze just asked, what about repurposing styrofoam for the same purpose? Are you talking? Go ahead.
I was wondering what she was talking about. Dropping the styrofoam mix instead of the foam.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Breeze, do you mean if you are chopping up styrofoam and then putting it into aircrete, or are you talking about just using styrofoam itself with concrete? I know. I've seen another Steemian on here experiment with hemp husks and creating hempcrete, and so.
Yeah, I've heard about that one, but I'm not sure how that exactly works either. I haven't went there yet.
Yeah, he's using it's hemp hulls, I think, and he's mixing it with concrete. And he did a little post of him building his chicken coop, doing some hempcrete on it, and he found all his building materials from just construction sites when they get rid of old building materials. And so he picked up a lot of those for free. And that was something that he lit me up to, is that you can go to these construction sites in their dumpsters. And I guess you just got to ask them, if you can take some of that stuff, or if it's in the dumpster, it's fair game. I don't know. Otherwise they're just going to take it off to the dump, right?
Yeah. If it's in the dumpster now, it's fair game.
Yeah.
I'll dumpster dive if there's something I can use. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of, once it's in the dumpster, it's kind of free game. If you want it, get it. But yeah, she was talking about putting the styrofoam in instead of the soap, I believe. And I don't really think that would work. One, your styrofoam is going to be really expensive.
Yeah. I mean, it might be worth, you might try to make a little sample and see how well it works yourself, but I think it would probably just crumble.
Yeah, there's not enough wet, I don't think, in it to make it work right.
Rondon says you can mix that with with gasoline. You make napalm.
Yeah, you can make some napalm with this. Yeah, you can. It's been done.
Yeah.
Just don't blow yourself up doing it.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah. Hey, Mike, I really appreciate you coming on the show with me today and getting to chat about this. And man, I hope everything's going well on the homestead. And maybe if you want to leave everybody with some final comments or anything like that on aircrete, or anything that you got going on where people can find you and stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be doing aircrete. We're also going to be doing some cob. Cob is really, really labor intensive, but we want to try different things and just see how they work. So that's one of the reasons we got the dump truck, so we can haul in the materials. Like I said, I can get the clay, I can get the sand, I can get the gravel within 10 miles of me. And I wanted to see if we could do that too. So yeah, there's going to be a lot coming up. Just trying to get over things. I just had to have another knee surgery because, well, it dislocated again on me. So I had to go get that redone.
That's a bummer, man. I hope that healing goes well.
Yeah, it will. It's just a game, and until they get it right, it's going to be that way. And get the braces on it and get everything going. But yeah, it's all good. We're going to get there. I never say die. I always say always forward, because I'm tired of going backwards and I don't get nowhere. So even if I go backwards, I'm moving forward one way or the other.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen. So Ambiguity Mike is the where you're going to be posting everything? Yeah,
I'll be posting it there. I was on Wuku and several other platforms, but
okay,
from them now. I am mainly on Steemit now.
Awesome.
I don't have time for all the other stuff. It's too much, and there's too much other problems that I was not happy with. So I just figured Steemit was here long before everybody else was, and that's where I'm going to be.
Awesome, brother. That's really cool. I'm really looking forward to the new stuff that you guys are going to put out. The cob is really cool because you get to use all the local materials and things. So. Excited to see more of your stuff, and you're welcome on to have aircrete chats anytime, man.
Yeah, I enjoy talking about aircrete, and once I get cob going, I'll enjoy talking about it. And I'm really going to enjoy actually doing it and putting some posts out and showing people that it can be done. And I just encourage everybody to research, research, research. Get out there, get your hands dirty, and try it, and just see how it does. That's the easiest way to tell you to do it. And just experiment.
Absolutely. That's, one of my big mantras is experiment every day and get out there and get your, just like you're saying, just experience it. Don't be a perfectionist. Try it, figure out what's working, what doesn't, and just go from there. We learn from our failures and we grow.
Yeah, have fun doing it. That's the main thing. Have fun at whatever you're doing. And because when it quits being fun, it becomes a job and you're not going to want to do it. So keep it fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you again for coming on, brother. And thank you everybody for hanging out with me and the guests today. We had Tib Fox on the show and got to learn a lot about D.tube. And then we got to have a really good discussion about aircrete. And I really appreciate everybody joining in for the show. We got Crimson Cloud and the Steamwave Saturday coming up next. So stay tuned for that. And thank you all for tuning in today. And we'll catch you next week with another episode of Meadows and Makers. So thanks again, and we'll catch you later. This is Awake by Divine and Junk Feathers playing you out.